10 fake documents that changed history. We're all aware of how valuable information is, but what many people don't realize is that it's been that way for centuries. False information can be dangerous and even change the course of history, as evidenced by the 10 fake documents listed below. Number 1 is the Memoirs of Mr. Hempher. This book, also known as Confessions of a British Spy, is a fabricated autobiography of a British spy that tells the story of a man who allegedly founded the Wahhabism movement. According to the account, the movement was started by the British in order to weaken Muslim morals and eventually take over the Muslim population. Although clearly a forgery, some Islamic leaders continue to believe it is a true account, and it was of great importance to Islam conspiracy theorists. Number 2 is the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. This is a forgery of an anti-Semitic text that exposes the Jews' plot to take over the world. The Protocols, which were first published in 1903, were largely responsible for the persecution of Jews throughout history, as well as the atrocities committed by Nazi Germany. For the longest time, it was thought to be true, and unfortunately, attempts to pass off the protocols as genuine continue today. Number 3 is Tanaka Memorial. This memorial is a phony account purportedly written by Japanese Prime Minister Tanaka that details Japanese plans for global dominance, including plans to take over the United States, Russia, China, and Europe. The Tanaka Memorial was proven to be a forgery, but it is unclear whether it was a piece of Soviet propaganda or a way for the Chinese to gain support against Japan. As a sort of Japanese equivalent of Mein Kampf, it was also used in U.S. war propaganda. Number 4 is Remember the Maine. The stories written under the control of Joseph Pulitzer and W.R. Hartz were fake news reports about Spanish death camps and torture in order to incite public outrage against the Spanish Empire. Because American investors were concerned about their investments in Spanish colonies at the time, this was done. The sinking of the USS Maine was quickly blamed on the Spanish, resulting in the Spanish-American War. Number 5 is the donation of Constantine. According to this forged Roman imperial decree, Emperor Constantine has delegated authority over the Western Roman Empire to the Pope. The document was eventually incorporated into pseudo-Isidorian decretals and was extremely effective in bolstering the Pope's authority throughout history. It is also thought to have had a significant impact on the separation of the Western and Orthodox churches. Number 6 is the Letter of Lentulus. The Letter of Lentulus is an eyewitness account of Jesus' appearance that was thought to have been written by Pontius Pilate's predecessor, Publius Lentulus, but was later proven to be forged. Its influence, on the other hand, cannot be denied, as we still mostly depict Jesus in accordance with the letter: blemish-free face, long chestnut hair and beard. Number 7 is Operation Mincemeat. Misinformation was actually beneficial in this case. The Germans intercepted false secret documents detailing the Allies' war plans as part of Operation Mincemeat. These were found on the beach of Porta Umbria, Spain, next to the body of a homeless man dressed as Major Martin. Thousands of lives were saved as a result of the Nazis swallowing rod, line, and sinker. Number 8 is Zinnovieve's letter. Just before the 1924 elections, British newspapers published a forgery of a letter written by Soviet official Grigory Zinoviev. The letter urged British communists to start a civil war and called for increased communist agitation in the country. The letter exacerbated Anglo-Soviet relations and, despite being proven to be a forgery, contributed to the USSR's pact with Nazi Germany a few years later. Number 9 is the Niger uranium forgeries. The Niger uranium forgeries documents were released by Italian military intelligence and depicted Saddam Hussein's attempt to purchase yellowcake uranium from Niger. As a result, the US and the UK believed Hussein was violating UN sanctions and attempting to develop weapons of mass destruction. The forgeries were thought to be a major reason for the 2003 invasion of Iraq. Indeed, George W. Bush believed them to be true in his January 2003 State of the Union address. Number 10 is the infection. Even today, the impact of infection can be seen among the American people. Infection was a Soviet campaign to discredit the United States that began with a letter to a pro-Soviet Indian newspaper from an anonymous American source, claiming that the Pentagon was developing AIDS as biological warfare and testing it on gay prisoners. Even today, 15% of the American population believes that the government created HIV. There you have our 10 fake documents that changed history. Things that deceive are now more credible than the truth itself. Such things completely conceal the fact that they are false. Despite this, we believe it simply because what we hear, read, or see pleases or surprises us. Consider the media. We believe what they say. Thanks for watching another video from Fun Facts Galore. Subscribe today.